Hello, hello, and welcome to the Greenzie 5.0 software update webinar. We'll be starting in about 1 minute. I'm here at the Greenzie lab, and as people and participants are filing in, a little bit about where I am exactly. This is the replay, so we've done one of these already yesterday. Yesterday was absolutely freezing. Today, a little bit better. I think it'll get up to 50 here. So I'm looking outside. We've got a demo mower out there, getting that set up so we can walk outside and see some of the new features. And yep, there's the mower now. Got it up. So we'll be going over this and some of the new features. My colleague is actually mapping right now. You can see it in real time and it's ready to go. So he's going to be doing this map and we'll do it. Already getting into some of it, but we'll be going over the 5.0 features and we'll be letting this mower go and then we'll walk out and take a look at it. And you can see some of the new functionality right there. We'll be getting into it very shortly. Always so easy to use. Again, we can get any landscaper up and going in about 5 minutes. Happy to do this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're right at 2 p.m. and I see that we've got quite a few participants in. Just for clarification, if you guys have any questions, please use the chat or the question and answers, and we'll get to those. We'll leave some time at the end. I do want to get through some of this information that I have. So, all right, with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, welcome to the, today we're going to show you what's new in 5.0 and show you how your company can benefit from deploying a mower with Greenzie Powered Autonomy. Our goal is to help you, landscapers, solve labor challenges, to shift your crews from the repetitive labor-intensive work to focus on the higher value, higher skill tasks. We strengthen your workforce. We create better jobs for your crew rather than replacing people. And we're safer, more productive, and efficient with Greenzie Powered Autonomy. Now, Greenzie Powered Autonomy enables autonomous mowing in real-world commercial operations. We've been at this for a long time, delivering reliable, repeatable performance that operators can depend on every day. Now, some companies do flashy demos. We don't. We ship software. We've been 5 years in production. We founded the company 7 years ago with a singular focus, automating mowers. We do updates every 2 weeks on the dot. For 5 years straight, we've done that. We don't plan on stopping. Our 5.0 software release goes live on March 2nd, and every single mower gets it free. No matter the brand, if it's a Greenzie Powered autonomous vehicle, it will get an update of all the new features. For those that don't know, let's look at a typical landscape crew of 3. You got someone on the zero turn, you got somebody on a traditional mower, and you got somebody on a trimmer, edger, blower. That's a typical 3-person crew, right? Commercial landscapers spend a lot on labor, as you know, and it's a heavy reliance on seasonal labor, and 92% of those businesses have trouble finding labor. Now, mowing is 50% of the revenue, but it's the least profitable and the most labor-intensive part of the business. Growth is capped by headcount, not demand. Now, landscapers, as many of them that I know, aren't struggling to win work, they're struggling to staff it. That's worth repeating. Landscapers aren't struggling to win work, they're struggling to staff it. So, Greenzie Powered Autonomy and mowers with Greenzie Powered Autonomies solve these problems. We allow landscapers to get more done with fewer people. So, if you add a Greenzie Powered Autonomous mower to your crew, you can reduce your labor costs, going from a 3-person crew down to a 2-person crew. You still have somebody on a traditional mower or maybe even 1 person, and they've just got the edger, trimmer, blower. And you've freed up that manpower for other tasks or joining additional crews, allowing pipeline of detailing work, or even revenue generating enhancement work. Now, the way that works is we partner at Greenzie with OEMs who make trusted, reliable, dealer-supported equipment, who then factory integrate Greenzie Powered Autonomy. These are fully production-grade models off the factory line. This is not some retrofit kit. We don't do it in a lab. This is done at the factory, distributed and through dealers. So these are purchases and supported through the existing dealer channel, and they are available now nationwide in Canada and Australia. Oh, and the mower is very easy to operate. We can have somebody with 0 experience up and running in 5 minutes or less. We even help our customers integrate autonomy into their operations successfully by working very closely with them, as many of our customers would attest. Here's how it works. You map the perimeter by mowing it. Or you can load a previous job using the easy use mobile web app, which is available in English, Spanish, any language actually. Once you return to the starting point, as my colleague here is doing, you then step off the mower and switch it over to an autonomous mode. Step away from that working zone where all the cameras are and sensors are doing. Press Mo to let the robotic software cover the lawn with rock solid straight lines and near perfect kinematic Y turns, non-rutting. While it's doing that, you be doing other things, trimming, edging, or other higher value detailed work while the software handles the mowing. This is it at its core, and that's all it does. It's simple in nature, but let the robots do the repetitive part. This is the 80-20 rule at work. Now, don't take my word for it. Here's what our customers say. When the solution cuts the job time in half, turns unprofitable subbed out jobs into profitable internal wins, allows pipelining, our customers expand. And now some of them even are bidding jobs with Greenzie equipped mowers in the plan. I got a fun call from a customer who said, every single job we bid where we used a Greenzie Powered Autonomy under our bid hours severely, which is awesome. So was one of our customers tell us, look, the investment in autonomy helped address the labor shortage challenge. It was easy to integrate. It average payback in about 1.5 seasons, and the cost about the same as an employee. If those things are appealing to you, come join us, become a customer. All right. Now, let me tell you why you can trust us and why we've been at this. There's some impressive stats after being 5 years in production. Our customers have mowed over 5.4. Actually, my colleague CEO just let me know it's 5.5 now of autonomous turf mode. That's over 150,000 miles autonomously off-road. Again, that's autonomously mowed, not manual. That's 6 times around the earth, or 62.8% of the moon, way to the moon, but who's counting? We are. Now, again, with 50,000 days, which is the equivalent of 256 mowing seasons, we're proud to say we've had 0 OSHA reportable accidents or medical attentions. And we just gave out our Greenzie Awards, our 3rd annual, for the top landscapers. One customer's single mower in their fleet set a new record with 58 consecutive autonomous mowing days. And actually, for the whole season, had 161 autonomous mowing days in a single season. That's a new standard for sustained autonomy within a operating environment. So again, one mower even mowed 11.4 autonomous hours in a single day. So that crew got overtime, mower did not. These results are outstanding and underscore the scale and maturity of our customers' autonomous operations, and we want you to join them. Here's where we are. We are way past proof of concept. You may see a pilot or prototype machine behind me with one of our new OEMs, but many of the machines have been in production now for quite some time. We've got hundreds of machines operating in real-world environments, and we are in the deployment phase. We're not in the experimentation. We're not looking for field testers. We're looking to help you. Our software is fully capable, and I could geek out about this. As you know, I'm a nerd and an engineer, but our Greenzie equipped mowers utilize advanced sensor fusion to achieve their precise localization, which is where they find themselves in the world. By combining the RTK GNSS, a high-grade IMU, which is a inertial sensor, wheel odometry, that we know how fast the wheels are spinning, and even visual odometry to see markers when GNSS doesn't cut it, these mowers use all of that together and can maintain rock solid straight line and, like I said, those perfect kinematic non-rutting Y turns. Now, they're also equipped with a lightning fast, many of them are outdoor rated stereo depth infrared perception system, as well as even on some models, radars, which can detect their surroundings in low light or even no light conditions. And this system operates on hardened Linux server, which ensures durability and performance. Again, I could talk for hours about hardware and software, but that's all we do at Greenzie. So in summary, Greenzie's software combines advanced technology with practical experience to create a robust system that just works, making it the ultimate crew member for any landscaping operation. It's not just the software, but the data. Another great thing is that your data is your data. Your mapped out jobs are your jobs, and it's all at your fingertips if you need it. Autonomy becomes very powerful when it becomes measurable, and this turns into management leverage. We are the leading commercial autonomy platform, and we help you run a tighter business. From reporting that shows you your autonomous usage, like you see here on the screen, to even detailed maps to know where did your operators park, how did they start the job, how did they go, what issues did they run into, other kinds of things we can look at if it ran into any issues or anything like that. to even a free planning tool, which we'll go over, that can help you estimate and bid future properties with autonomy in mind to see your savings. All the data is there, and we are proud to have a lot of it, and it's yours. All right, let's talk 5.0. So on March 2nd, every mower will update automatically, easily, cleanly. We've done this 5 times now. It downloads in the background, and then it'll just tell you, hey, a new update is available. As soon as you restart, you'll get it. So what does it have? Well, the overall name of the game is more done per day with fewer interruptions. Faster mowing on complex properties, which we'll see using our new adaptive planner. Less downtime from that GPS variability that can happen, and clear operator feedback to know what's happening. 5.0 really isn't about brand new whiz-bang features. It's about throughput. In fact, we think about 15% faster stripe planning on complex layouts. Now, don't quote me on that. That's just what we're seeing, believed, and based on some of the data. But we'll be able to see that, and we're going to update that stat throughout the season. Let's dive in and see the first big new feature. I'm very proud of this. It's called the Adaptive Striping Plan. And I'm going to start with the bottom line, but we've got 2 plans there, right? We've got the one on the fixed on the left, which is our standard default. And that's actually biased towards one fixed stripe angle direction. And now we give you another option. Now, we've used all the data from the 5.5 billion square feet of turf mode to estimate, and we've come up with this new algorithm. And in fact, what happens is there's a small toggle. You'll see it in the bottom right of your screen on the interface, and that actually is glowing. It's actually a really cool pulsing glow. I hope we can keep that throughout the season. And what that means is, hey, you should check out the new adaptive planner, because it means that it's going to be at least more than 5 minutes faster. So you can see the time at the top. In the first one, I think it's like 45 minutes, and then the new adaptive plan is about 25 minutes. Or sorry, 42 minutes down, 25 minutes. That's a pretty substantial savings. By now, and the reason it's able to do that is it's striping multiple directions. I don't know if you can see that, but let me see if I can zoom in. I don't have a zoom in on it, but if you can see that, and you may need to zoom in on your screen, but it's actually striping up and down here and left to right in those 2 sort of L areas. Now, again, we've got loads of improvements planned on top of this, but we're excited and can't wait to see what you do. Again, bottom line, the current fixed default biases if you want to achieve consistent angle everywhere, versus the adaptive plan just lets the system decide how to do it faster. We think a lot of customers are going to love this new adaptive planner. All right, well, now here's some safety. When the mower identifies a decrease in GPS quality, it will slightly reduce the mowing area to keep your mower safely within the job perimeter. The mower will automatically stop, reduces the mowing area, and then resumes your mowing without losing progress. It's smart, and this also works with your keep out zones, expanding them out as well. Listen, other mowers may stop, or worse, they may go out of the boundary or lose positioning entirely. With our software and years of data, we've seen it all. And we can handle small GPS jumps, shifts, all kinds of things like that. We've done that for years and years. And now when we start to detect a degradation of that, we keep your mower safely working so you can get more done. Yes, there may be areas just on the edge that will be missed. You'll see those in your map, and you can go clean those up very easily. So this is a safety feature keeping you safe based on all the data we've seen. Another big feature that you've been asking for, you can now add a keep out zone to your job after you started mowing. You just pause your job, add a keep out zone, and then press mow to resume mowing. And it saves it for next time. They're easy to remove too. You asked, you got it. This is on one interface. This is on another OEM interface. Both the same, but now that keep out zone can be added mid-mow, and it doesn't restart. Now, this one is cool also on keep out zones. Let me tell you quickly about those keep out zones. We've had those for quite some time now. You can quickly add a keep out zone by mowing around any obstacle. You just simply mow around it, and the system will say, I won't go there. We've encouraged and we've seen landscapers use this to increase their efficiency around trees, flower beds, puddles, sewer grates, soccer goals, you name it. While you can leave obstacles in and the cameras may see them, especially for the larger obstacles, it's not as efficient, right? You don't want to trust it. You don't want to leave it to that. So if you know something's there, just mow around it and the mower won't go in it. And also too, when you use the vision system, it leaves a pretty big buffer around the item that you'll have to go back and clean up, versus a keep out zone, mow it once as you're going, you're good to go. Now, keep out zones have been super useful to our most productive customers, so we added some neat functionality. If the keep out zone is small, like the one on the top, the mower will simply flow around the keep out zone, just like a human would. just gonna go around it, no problem. However, if the keep out zone is pretty big over a certain size, we will actually go up to it. We'll do a loop around it, and then we will go and do stripes up against it, and then stripes on the other side. Now, that's pretty neat. And will hopefully it's more like a dividing it into sections, just like a human would. And by the way, those stripes on the other side of the keep out zone are lined up perfectly because it's a robot, so it can do that. We think you'll find this feature pretty neat. All right, and here's one of my favorite. I love this. We now show you in real time where the mower is going next. So if you've ever been on a demo or you're showing it off and you're like, hey, I think it's about to go around the boundary and then it's going to start striping, you now know because you'll see it. And it updates in real time. Still no app required. Simply scan the QR code, translate it to the whatever language you want, and it pops up and it's ready to go. So again, real live updates, no app needed, no app store, no permissions, and translated into every language. Like I mentioned, Spanish, Creole, even Klingon if you want it. Now, this preview where the mower is going next, be it a stripe or an outline, is super intuitive. It's showing you exactly where the mower is headed so you can plan accordingly with other detailed work. You're like, okay, I'm going to go get another mower because I know where it's going next. It's going to be over there. I'm going to meet it halfway on the other side. Huge time savings unlock, and we think you'll love this feature. We're also very proud to announce a lot of major reliability upgrades. We auto slow down in thick grass. I'm going to show you a video of that in a second. It's hard to test over the winter. Trust me on that. Reduced battery drain through our safety remote control disconnect, and fewer encoder-related stops. We've made changes to ensure that the system operates robustly without interruption, and a lot of it via software, all of it via software. All right, let's drop in. So again, operational maturity delivered by software. All right, maybe some audio in this. We'll see if it works. When the mower encounters thick grass, and this is all black, it will automatically slow down and then speed up to the desired speed, not to conk off or bog down the engine. Let's watch it. So what we did to do this, you may hear it, is if you don't, that's okay, is we bumped it up at full speed. We dropped the deck all the way down. We went through some thick grass. And what happens is the mower barely registers a small speed, and then it's going to slow down. And as it gets through that thick grass, it's going to speed up to whatever speed it can do. If it has to stay at the smallest possible speed, it'll do that, and it'll keep the blade speed up. Now, on our gas-powered models, that's reading RPM speed. On our electric, it's reading the blade speed. And it does it so many times a second, like multiple times a second, and it's adjusting that speed to stay as high as possible. It's faster than a human can do it. It really is unreal, and it's keeping you productive and saving time. We think it's a really cool feature, and it's actually been in Greenzie's software for quite a long time. We just wanted to highlight it for 5.0. So this one is been tuned really nicely, and we hope you'll like it. Some other major updates to our network and data infrastructure. We've made stronger remote connectivity foundation for more data. We've strengthened the secure remote connectivity layer that supports fleet management and diagnostics. Now, many of you haven't asked for this. Our customers aren't saying, can you upgrade the network and make sure that your VPN is safe and secure? They're not asking for it, but it reduces downtime, increases your fleet visibility, and its quiet strength. And by partnering with several different national and international RTK networks, several cellular networks, if you said, hey, Verizon don't work for me in this area, but AT&T does, happy to do it. And major infrastructure investments on cloud platforms like AWS, you can be certain that connectivity and RTK network coverage and proven cellular networks will keep you going and your crew's working hard. Very proud of the work our team has done on this network and data infrastructure side. All right, there's a real simple test if you're not yet a customer to see if Greenzie Powered Autonomy and one of the mowers that we integrate with is right for you. It's a simple 2-question test. Do you struggle with labor? And do you deploy 2 or more mowers for more than 2 hours at a time? Okay. We have a list of sample sites on our website. If you go to greenzie.com, and there's a whole list of like what sites work best, churches, athletic parks, all kinds of things, commercial, a huge list of those. But this general rule, if you deploy 2 or more mowers for 2 hours at a time, the chances are, if yes to both of those, then you likely have repetitive scalable work where autonomy creates margin and frees up crew capacity. And if you already trust commercial equipment like Wright Manufacturing, Greenworks Commercial, Mean Green, Bobcat, and many, many more soon, equipment that's made to do real work, those OEMs are producing and distributing outdoor power equipment with Greenzie Powered Autonomy nationwide in Canada and soon Australia. So, you ready to go see it? Let's walk outside. Now, again, this ain't a fancy demo, so I'm going to take you with me. Let's go. All right, we're walking outside. We're at the Greenzie HQ. And you can see behind the scenes, we've got a couple of fun mowers here. Let's turn around and let's take a peek. We've got a mower out in the field, and here it is. Stop. I'm going to go ahead and click resume on it. I want to make sure you may not be able to see my screen, but I'm going to go ahead and do it here. We've got the job paused for me. Thank you, Yorick. Mr. Yorick is my demo. Yorick's got the mower up, and we've got the site. You want to go ahead and hit resume? All right, there he goes. So this mower is quietly getting it done. You can see it out there. You've got blades off. Thank you, Yorick. Everybody, Yorick, ladies and gentlemen, our robotic technician and trainer. Yorick, what have you got in your hands there? Now, do you need to hold this at all times? Nah, you usually just wear this around your shoulder, right? Just like that. Easy, easy. So we've got the mower going. It's going around the boundary, and this is our practice area. So excuse the dead grass. We mow this every day. But you can see quietly, calmly getting it done. And again, Yorick, show us that progress. You can see exactly where the mower is, where it is at all time, how much is left. And Yorick's watching the screen share. So thank you, Yorick. There we go. All right, we'll be sharing some more videos with every specific mower that we're on, including how to get started on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that if you want more details on that. There's two more things I'd love to go over with you all, and that is our planning tool and what's next. All right, if you have any questions on how that works, please save it for the questions and answers section. And we've got a few more minutes to go over. So let's plan a site together. So what I'd like to do now is I want to tell you a little bit about our planning tool. Okay. So if you have not accessed the planning tool before, there's a QR code. You can scan your screen. You can get access to it. I would actually say that you should use a desktop computer. You can do it on mobile, but you can also just go to greenzie.com. If you sign up or go to this URL, you'll also be able to get to it. So let's go over to it. app.greenzie.com/planning tool. There we are. All right, so I'm in the planning tool, and let's say that I want to plan out a property. So let's go, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch in Berry College, Georgia, which is actually an address. You can punch in any address. I love this because it's a large land-based property, one of the largest land grant universities. So they have a lot of land. And what I'm doing is I'm just clicking around and estimating a few areas if I was going to bid this job, or if I already mowed this property, where I'd use a Greenzie Powered Autonomy mower. I'd probably use it here. There's a few more, but in the interest of time, I'll do partly this one here too. So you can just click around. You can add keep out zones if you like, and you see I'm not even going to the boundary because I just really want the estimate. I could do this whole thing or even just this half right here. And what I'll do is I'll say I'm going to use the Wright Autonomous Standard ZK72. I'm going to use a manual labor rate of $25, which is the hourly rate for an employee that would be used to calculate the manual cost for a job. I'm going to use the Smart Stripes. I'm going to use the default of 6 miles an hour, and I'm going to click Create All Plans. Now, when I do this button, it's creating and actually planning how it would actually mow this job down to the stripes. That's how it would mow it. If I did this property, there are the turns. There's how it would go around the boundary. This is a 1.15 acre job. It would take about 37 minutes to do it. It's about 1.86 acres per hour. You get more speed if you have less turns. And the manual cost to do that is about $15. The autonomous cost, about $3. It's a huge savings. If you're curious on how we come up with that, we've got another video and a spreadsheet on how we came up with that cost savings. It's based on an apples to apples comparison of the additional cost of the autonomous hardware compared to the cost of doing it with a human. So you can see both of those. And there's a lot of logic behind, do I do it with one mower? Do I do it with two? Do I have multiple, one man, one mower? All that can be done using a spreadsheet, to basically do it. But we encourage you to come get a demo and look at that. All right, the last thing I will share before I open it up to questions is your next steps. So we do updates every 2 weeks. We're not stopping. This is our core focus. So here's your next actions. If you're a current customer, it's business as usual. You don't need to do anything. All your map jobs from last year ready to go, and they'll work across all mowers and all brands with Greenzie Powered Autonomy. On March 2nd, the app's actually going to have a special notice, and it'll have some light training in it. So it's even better. So even if you missed all this and didn't send it to your friends or your colleagues, you can send them this video, but we'll also have a small in-app to show you these new features, both in English and Spanish, so you can go through at your own pace. You could watch the replay of this video or send to a colleague. This is our last one for the season before we start it up. If you're not a customer yet, use the planning tool to estimate your savings and get a demo at your local dealer. Or you can book a deployment consultation with us. We can walk you through some sample properties. We get a demo set up for you. We also even have limited loaner programs through some of our dealers, and financing is available for all brands through all the major providers. Bottom line, guys, March 2nd, 5.0 launches. I'm going to open it up with the 5 minutes remaining on the floor for any questions. And if there's no more questions, I'm happy to do a few from the last session. I'll go ahead and stop sharing and we'll go from there. All right, I'm going to look for our questions and let's see, where are my host tools? Awesome. All right, go ahead and ask the questions in there or in the chat. We did get a question. Let's see, question about how close does it go to obstacles still? Does it leave a buffer or a still a 6 foot? So when you leave obstacles in the map, the mowers are using cameras, the cameras to decide where it is. Now, these cameras can actually see pretty far. They can actually see about 8 meters total. So they'll be able to see obstacles coming up. Now, there's a safety bubble around the machine. That safety bubble expands the faster the mower is going. So as it's approaching an obstacle, that expands down and the mower goes slower and slower. But there still is a safety bubble around that machine where we cannot touch any obstacle. So the mower will flow around an obstacle and it leaves about one mower length. That's about 6 to 10 feet between any obstacle. If you don't like that and you don't want that, then we encourage you to use a keep out zone. If you do a keep out zone, you can mow right up against an obstacle, and now you've got at least a mower length of boundary for it. We also encourage you, though, if you are leaving large obstacles, to go ahead and leave a little bit more space, because then the mower will never slow down. Right? When it's going just as fast, it will never have to decrease its safety bubble and go. A lot of times we talk about getting a little too greedy with the autonomous, right? If you want to do your map and get all the way to the boundary and all the way closest to the trees and all the way closest to things, it's not going to be as fast as a human would. And so what you want to do is save the mower and let it do the larger open areas. And then, you can do the rest on a manual mower or with trimmer or edger, that kind of thing. So great question. All right. Let's see, another question. Is creating paths from one mow zone to another on the development roadmap? That's a great question. So a lot of times I have a robo-mower at home and they call this transport zones. So you can create a transport zone that can go from one mowing job to the other. I think a competitor also has these as well. We developed this feature quite a long time ago and no one used it. So we actually canceled it. And there are ways to do it with our system already. Most of our jobs, if you create a large map that is where you can go, you can simply load it and press go to, and you can move the mower from path to path. And that way it also still uses obstacle detection. So there's plenty of ways that our customers have been doing it, as well as doing multiple maps that overlap. So we haven't needed to do this. One of the things about this is you'll find is that because it's still a supervised or semi-supervised operation, you can't have the mower simply just go and go down the road, which is what a lot of people want when they think about these paths from a mow zone. The mower's not going to be able to jump a curb. So the transport zones would really be just between two maps. And a lot of times what we've seen is they're like, well, I also just go ahead and make a bigger map or put two maps right next to each other, and then I can simply load them. So the answer to the question is no, we do not have paths from one mow zone to the other, or we call it jobs between those. But if many customers ask for it, we'd love to develop it, and it'd be very easy to add back in. Great question. Thank you, Maren. All right, let's see what other questions we've got. I see a few more. Let's see. We've got questions about pricing. How much does it cost? Well, that's a great question. So every dealer sets their own pricing. Every manufacturer has their own pricing. We used to, a long time ago, you may still see it, but it is no longer true, charge monthly for the software, but that is no more. Greenzie Powered Autonomy is included in the price of all manufacturers' mowers. There's no nickel and diming. There's no cost per acre. It's all included, and you get it for 3 years on most of our major manufacturers. You can even get it for 5 if you ask nicely, but it's included for 3 years. After the 3 years, it's simply $2,400 a year or $200 a month, and that pays the bills for the cell phone bill and the RTK correctional network, the redundant network service, as well as data ingress and egress, as well as updates to keep your mower updated and going. Now, will it get all updates from now till infinity? No. I'm not going to lie to you. It'll probably be like my kid's iPad, where at some point in the future, let's say 5 years from now, when you're ready to retire this mower after 5 years of mowing, or however long you have it, that mower, if there's an update that it can't do because it doesn't have the newer camera system or whatever, and again, we're not working on any updates to that, but if it doesn't have that, it may still just be an autonomous mower and be able to do everything that it can do, kind of like my kids' iPads, or even maybe my wife's iPhone. She hasn't updated, so she can't take the zoom functionality yet. But newer mowers may have newer features. We can't promise that we'll be able to backdate all those features because they may not have the hardware capable to do it. But again, we want to be a reliable partner to you, and the software is included just like you would buy it. And so there's no, like I said, you're not paying for the seat heater. It's already there. And so we've included that pricing. If you hear somebody say, oh, I heard it's also, $1,000 a month or whatever it is, no more. We don't do any of that anymore. There is a $200 a month charge, but that's after the 3 years in order to keep the connectivity. And heck, if you can find a way to pay the cell phone bill only when you're using it and not every month out of the year, let me know, because I'd love to find a way to do that. Great question on pricing. All right, what's the warranty like on some of these sensors? Great question. Okay, so warranty, there used to be a separate warranty with some of our providers, and I know I'm running out of time. I'll try one more question and then we'll end it at this. We used to do something, we've had enough data to know these are full, on this one, I know it has a B2B warranty that's a 2-year, that's built in just the same. Those sensors and those parts, if for some reason they're all treated as part of the mower, it's all part of it. They're all, stocked from distributors, and in some cases where there's units in there, we have loaners, we have dealers and dealer stock parts as well. It's the same as any normal part, and these are all off-the-shelf robotic sensors that are nothing custom or anything like that. So very easy to get. All right. Lots of more questions. I wish I had time for all of them. I am going to have to end this webinar. Otherwise, we'll go over. If I didn't get to your question, please reach out to me, cbq@greenzie.com, or shoot us a text or call at our main Greenzie line. Give us a ring. We'd love to help you. Everyone, happy season. I hope your season goes really great. And if you're on the fence about Greenzie mower, I encourage you to get a demo. 5.0 launches on March 2nd. Thanks, everybody, for attending. We'll see you next time.